Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day, and thanks for joining the secret. What is the secret of happiness? So we have this song here. This is the third clip, I believe, of Paul Gordon, that tells us the typical thing that so many motivational speakers tell us of how to be happy. I love this one. Living in the now. Just live in the now. And this is something I have discovered a few years ago, something very, very fascinating, just fascinating. And I'm humbled to realize the huge mistake I've made. For I have learned myself how to be in the now, but there's a lot. There's a book from, get his name? Eckhart Tolle. And I'm not sure the name of the book, but I'll put it in the description below. I believe it's called Living in the Now. He has a whole book to explain this. I think it is translated in over 30 languages, but it's a whole entire book to read. I didn't read the book, but I heard lots and lots of his lectures, and I started living that life of living in the now. So what I asked many of my clients, because I didn't want to take their time and I thought they could do it on their own, I asked them to start practicing till we speak next in 1 week of them closing their eyes and just noticing 3 breaths. No big breaths, small breaths, no fancy breathing. Just noticing your breath. And I share this exercise with client after client after client. And then when I roll up my computer, I fire up my computer and I look at the notes, and it says there to ask them about the exercise and how it went. And client after client says they didn't do it, they couldn't do it, they were scared of doing it, and I couldn't understand it. Again, there was judgment here. What's the issue? So I figured, you know what, this is something new. Let's take away 66.6% of the exercise, and very simple. Let's ask them to notice 1 breath a day for the next week. Just notice 1 breath. And I got excited because now I don't have to spend time during the session. They could do it on their own. I could get more done and I could get the healing rolling. And to my surprise, almost 9 out of 10 could not do it, did not do it, found excuses why I didn't do it. And then I decided just do it with them on your video chat or on your phone chat. Because apparently there's something that you might not understand, but it's something difficult. And as I do it with them, some clients, it took 3, some even 14, that they could actually not focus on 1 breath, noticing the air in their lungs, and noticing, and they tell me even what they were thinking about it. They told me about the distractions. Some of them had fears, and I could give a whole lecture of what happened in all these people's brains. And then I realized myself that I did not know that being in the now, living in the moment, which there's so much more depth, which I will not talk about now, is actually something very different, very difficult, And not only it's very difficult, but we were perhaps even trained not to do it. So if you tell me the secret of happiness is living in the now, maybe. But you have to first read the book or find out. And the next one is that we could run up that hill. You can run up the hill. There's a huge hill in life you could run up. That's true if the muscles in my legs are working. But what happens if I did not get off my chair and I was crippled for whatever reason that I cannot use my legs? And even after 2 or 3 months, when someone doesn't use their legs, they need physio. They need some good training of how to use their legs again. And you need to go to a doctor, to a therapist. And just to tell someone you could actually climb the mountain. So most people reading this will have a tough time. And the final and last one is happiness comes when we learn to be still. But as mentioned before, and we won't reiterate it, we cannot be still. And the last part of the song Paul Gordon, nothing against you. You're doing what mainstream does. The secret of happiness is clear. The secret of happiness is near. The secret of happiness is here. I'm sorry for being sharp, but I think it's a lie. It's a mistake. It's a skill. It needs to be learned. Now, if this whole song would be 3 lines, and it'll say the secret of happiness is to know how your amygdala works and how to be in the present, I would go, that is phenomenal. Most people go, wait, what's the amygdala? How to be in the present? What, there's actually instructions? Yes, there are instructions of how to be in the present. And if you want to know how the emotional virus was downloaded that we all got emotionally, or 98% of us are deeply emotionally sick. And we could be successful with our family, with our business, with our life. But in our souls, I talk to too many people to find out about the addictions, the times to fall asleep, and you name it, all the issues that we deal with the anxiety. So it's a beautiful song, but it has nothing to do with the reality. It's beautiful motivations that we always hear. Stop looking in the rear view mirror. Stop looking in the rear view mirror. Yeah, I want to see if there's a shooter behind you in the car that's actively shooting towards your car. And you're going to say, I'm not looking in the rear view mirror. There's a reason why people do it. People want to be happy. People don't want to be victims. People want to move on their life. And people actually beat themselves up because they say, why am I not being better? Why am I not moving on? All the big motivational speakers say, do not look in your rearview mirror. And do not be depressed. It's not going to help you. And do not have fever. Why do I have fever? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are not crazy. And it's going to be a long series, but it'll be well worth it. Thanks for joining. And I'll see you in the future. But till then, always do remember that you are way greater than you think you are. Bye now.